So our favorite doc is back, Dr. Payal Kohli. Oh, kiwi/lime green. Gorgeous. It's almost a dewy grass. I like it a lot. She is breaking down grooming and hygiene advice from brushing your teeth to painting your nails, because sometimes you got to go back to the basics to stay safe. So, doctor, there's a lot of valuable information to cover, so let's get started. Am I right? Here we go. How often should we be washing our hair?
So Tori, let's talk about hygiene, because when we're all stuck at home, it seems like it's not really necessary for us to be getting ready or grooming. We talk a lot about hand washing, but we don't talk about washing other things. So hair is so important, because look what my hair is doing right now. It's right next to my face, it's right next to my mouth, my nose, and it's sitting there. Something that's exposed all the time, and it's something that we don't think about, but actually traps a lot of respiratory droplets and dirt and particles when we're out and about. So what I say is you need to wash your hair every day that you go out, whether it's the supermarket or going out for a walk or any type of activity outside your house. But if you're not going out and you've been stuck inside all day, then you can probably go 2 to 3 days without washing. And when you're washing, make sure to lather up, get lots and lots of soap, and leave it on there for at least that 20 seconds, because that contact is really important to get those particles out. Now, having said that, the virus probably doesn't last on hair as long as it does on surfaces like skin, but it's still important to be cautious.
Okay, well, I'm glad we had a graphic of someone shampooing. That was helpful. What about washing our face? This is a good one.
Yep, so I wash my face twice a day, so once in the morning and once in the evening. And it actually seems like it may not even be enough, because remember, we wash our hands about 10 or 20 times a day. But for the face, you want to be careful not to overwash it, because that can cause drying and cracking of the skin, which can actually lead to increased risk of infection. So about twice a day to wash your face, but again, make sure it's something that lathers up, a soap that lathers up, a face wash that lathers up. And then I like to exfoliate once a week just for fun, so that it stays glowing, but you don't have to do that for the virus.
You're so spicy and you're so cute, and you smiled on that. All right, this is interesting. I would think the answer is 2 times a day, but how often, Doc, should we be brushing our teeth?
So the answer is 2 times a day, but I'm glad you asked me about this one, because I read a study that 54% of couples actually share their toothbrush. And I was disgusted beyond words after reading this study, because it's not like kissing somebody. So just because you're in a relationship with someone does not mean that you can share a toothbrush with them, because the toothbrush is an instrument to take bacteria and viruses and other things off of your teeth. And that's not something you should be sharing with someone else. So twice a day is good to brush your teeth, but just make sure you're not sharing your toothbrush or anything else you're putting inside your mouth with someone else, even if it's a loved one.
Disgusted Payal Kohli is not a good Payal Kohli. Let's talk about mani and pedi, manicure, pedicure, hygiene, because we have a lot of people writing in about getting their nails done. My mom talks about this. What's the best way to go about getting a manicure and a pedicure?
So this is a big one, and unfortunately during the time of COVID, I do not recommend people getting stick-on nails. I don't recommend you even grow out your nails. In fact, you should be cutting your nails really tiny, because viruses and bacteria can live underneath the nail surfaces. There's also been studies that have looked at freshly painted nails versus nails that have chipped nail polish on them. And the chipped nail polish can actually create a surface where bacteria can get trapped underneath, in between the nail polish and the nail. Yeah, exactly. So if you want to paint your nails, make sure it's freshly done and keep those nails nice and short. Pedicure, you can go crazy, do whatever you want, because that's way down near your feet, not something you touch your face with, hopefully. And do this at home, because you can't go to the salon for this.
That makes sense. Speak for yourself when it comes to the feet. Before we go, it's time for Dr. Kohli's silver lining. L'chaim. Today you wanted to talk about actually a new way to test for the coronavirus. I want to hear this.
Yeah, so this is a new saliva test that just got emergency approval by the FDA, and I was pretty excited to see it for a couple of reasons. The first is we've all been talking about opening up the country, and we really can't do that until we get testing more available. And a saliva test, which could potentially be done at home, is one that could make testing more available to the masses. So that's a big advance in my book. And the second is that doing the test is much more technically simple than sticking that Q-tip up your nose, and it's better for the healthcare workers who are administering the test, because they don't have to worry about getting sick and wearing PPE and all of that stuff. So I think we're moving in the right direction with this test having made it to the market, where more of us, like you and me, could end up getting a test even without having symptoms.
That is such good news. That's a win-win-win right there. Thank you, Dr. Kohli. Thank you for matching your shirt to the cool new plant. behind you. I like so appreciated
Like,
that.
I was hoping you would notice.
It's
Yeah.
super cute. We're all happy. I love that outfit, the cowl neck. She
And I was
returns.
thinking this was actually like lettuce, you know, with the leaves and.
Healthy and funny. She returns tomorrow. Thank you, Doc. And because we are honest and raw at DBL, Dr. Kohli is going to talk to us tomorrow about the big sexy elephant in the room, intimacy in the bedroom during a pandemic. So if you have a question, we don't need to say your name, you want answered by the Dr. Kohli, please write us in on social media. You can write us also an email at info@dailyblastlive.com.